Losing my grandmother, yeah, that took a big turn in a lot of things in my life. I don't know where I was at that time point, man. I wasn't thinking about much. I was more or less just stuck in a spot in a time, and I couldn't move, and it frustrated me, and it drove me to a lot of things that I didn't like. It was just mainly just the way I reacted with things. If I came to face to face with an issue, I would deal with it a whole lot differently, like fight or flight response. I'd take the fight response. It just wasn't like short. I was just short-tempered. A lot got to me. I didn't really talk to nobody, so I just sort of closed myself off and stuck to myself. But that sort of drove me insane in a way. Either I was like drunk, just not doing the right thing in the street, just hanging around the wrong crowd.
Tumbelin is an adventure therapy program for young people who are struggling with something in their lives. Tumbelin is a Ngarrindjeri word which means awaken and live, helping young people discover for themselves how they can become awake and alive is what Tumbelin is all about.
So I first met Kyle when he was back in mainstream school. He was identified as a kid at risk. He was very reserved and ready to not listen to anything a teacher said, and just to play up pretty much, because he hadn't had good experiences with teachers, and all of his youthful exuberance had got him into trouble rather than being seen as a strength, which it is. So he really started to relax, and then Tumbelin just came along at the perfect time. He's just such a happy kid now.
One of the key outcomes from Tumbelin is an increased capacity to make sense and meaning of what's going on in your own life. And so that relationship with yourself is one of the primary things that we try and encourage young people to grow into, figure out what's most important to them, and in that what needs to change and what their role is in making that change.
I'm so used to seeing myself as a naughty kid. So it's when people pick out these positive things, yeah, it makes me feel good about myself, but at the same time, it's like sometimes I can't really visualise it because I'm so used to just living one thing and doing one thing. But I'm getting there. I'm becoming more of a positive person each and every day and dealing with my situations in better ways.
The Tumbelin Experience starts with inviting each young person into a group. Together they embark on a program covering about 3 months. There's a series of day activities, an overnight camp, and all of these lead up to a peak experience, the 4-day, 3-night expedition.
I can't explain it. It's something near spiritual. Being out in Flinders, just away from social media, people, civilization type stuff. Like, just getting away and being out in your own mind, not having nothing to worry about but the bush around you. To have good people in a good environment for learning, and to have positive things around, and like even if you are in a crappy mood, like it's the positive people that bring you back up and tell you like you could deal with it this way, mate, or you could do this, and that's how I get it done.
The intrinsic value of Tumbelin is that it gets you outside into nature, and nature is the best teacher. There's so many things you can't learn in a classroom, but nature doesn't care what your attitudes are. It doesn't care what you're bringing into everything. It is what it is, and you have to learn how to deal with it. And if you can make it explicit to them that this is the same as other situations they have in their life, they actually get it, and they can see it, and you can see them grow. Everything that might be pressing them down at home, whether it be peers or in family life or things that are going on at home, they don't exist out there. And so they get a break from all of that, and then they can really start to listen and learn and find out what's going on inside them, and they listen to other people and they listen to people around them. It's just totally different environment for a lot of these kids, and it's just, yeah, I can't speak highly enough of it.
Kyle has thrived over the past few months. He's got a good sense of where he's been and where he's going. He's working out what's important to him.
If it wasn't for the Tumbelin program, we'd probably still be a little bit off track right now. I mean, I've done bad things, but I'm a good bloke. No more negativity, straight, positive, working and getting what he needs to get done. Family and relationship and friendships, because without them, you don't have nobody to give you feedback on what you do wrong and what you do good. And those are the important things. Don't take things for granted. There's a lot in life that people take things for granted and they don't notice. That's why every time before I leave the house I say, I love you, Mum.